If you run a small business, you already know the quiet killer of your week. It is not sales, it is not customers, it is the books. Every receipt, every transaction, every reconciliation eats the hours you should be spending on the work that actually pays you. For years, the answer was either learn it yourself, which most owners hate, or pay a bookkeeper hundreds a month, which most early-stage businesses cannot afford. That is finally changing. In 2026, a wave of AI bookkeeping tools has gotten good enough that a non-accountant can keep clean books in a fraction of the time. But here is the problem I ran into when I went looking. Every tool claims to use AI now. Half of them just slap the label on a basic rule engine and call it intelligent. So I tested the 5 most talked about options for small business owners side by side on the same messy pile of transactions. I looked at how accurately they categorize spending, how much manual cleanup they required, what they actually cost per month, and whether a normal person could set them up without calling an accountant. In this video, I walk you through all 5, show you where each one shines and where each one falls short, and end with a clear recommendation depending on your budget and your business type. If bookkeeping is the thing that keeps you up at night, this is the video that hands you back your evenings.
Before I get into the tools, it helps to understand what actually changed, because the marketing makes it sound like magic, and it is not. Traditional bookkeeping is a rules problem. You tell the software that anything from a gas station is fuel, and from then on it files it there. That breaks the moment something is ambiguous, like a Costco run that is half supplies and half personal, or a coffee shop charge that could be client meeting or just lunch. AI bookkeeping tools in 2026 do something different. They read the context, the merchant, the amount, the time of day, your past behavior, and they make a judgment call the way a human bookkeeper would. The good ones get it right most of the time and learn when you correct them. The bad ones ask you to confirm every single transaction, which is barely better than doing it yourself. The other shift is receipt capture. The best tools now let you snap a photo of a receipt, and they pull the vendor, date, amount, and tax into the right field automatically, then match it to the charge on your card. That alone removes the single most hated bookkeeping task. So as I walk through these 5 tools, the question I'm really asking for each one is simple. Does the AI actually save you time, or does it just create a fancier version of the same data entry you were already doing? Keep that lens in mind because it is where most of these tools quietly differ.
Tool number 1 is the one you have probably heard of, QuickBooks Online. It is the incumbent, the default, the software your accountant is almost certainly already comfortable with. And in 2026, it has gotten genuinely good at AI. Its transaction categorization now learns from your corrections, it matches receipts to bank and card feeds automatically, and it has a feature called Intuit Assist that can draft expense memos and flag potential deductions. For most small business owners, this is the safe pick. Not because it is the most exciting, but because the ecosystem around it is enormous. If you ever want to add payroll, bring on an accountant, apply for a loan, or connect to half the business tools on the market, QuickBooks probably integrates with them out of the box. The downside is the price. The Simple Start plan runs around $35 a month, but to get the better AI features and project tracking, you are usually pushed toward Essentials or Plus, which can land between $60 and $90 a month after the intro pricing ends. The interface is also heavier than the newer AI-first tools, with more menus than a brand new owner really needs. But for overall reliability, support from accountants, and a feature set that grows with your business, QuickBooks Online remains the benchmark everything else is measured against. If you want one tool you will probably never have to migrate away from, this is it.
Tool number 2 is Xero. And if QuickBooks is the default in North America, Xero is the one your more design-conscious, slightly more modern accountant tends to prefer. Where QuickBooks leans feature-heavy, Xero leans clean. The interface is genuinely more pleasant to use, and for owners who dread opening their bookkeeping software, that matters more than people give it credit for. On the AI side, Xero has invested heavily in bank reconciliation. Its matching engine is fast, it suggests categories based on your history, and it pulls receipt data from photos through its HubDoc integration. For a service business with a steady stream of recurring transactions, the reconciliation almost feels automatic, which is exactly what you want. Xero also handles multi-currency better than most competitors at its price point. So if you bill clients internationally or buy supplies overseas, it is worth a serious look. Pricing starts around $15 a month for the starter plan, but that tier caps your invoices and bills, so most real businesses end up on the growing or established plans, which run roughly $42 to $78 a month. The main weakness compared to QuickBooks is ecosystem depth in the United States. Fewer local accountants are certified on it, and some payroll and tax integrations are smoother on the QuickBooks side. But if you value a clean, fast, modern interface, and your transactions are mostly straightforward, Xero is the tool that makes bookkeeping feel the least like a chore. For a lot of owners, that is the difference between doing the books regularly and avoiding them for months.
Tool number 3 is the one that actually feels built for this decade: Digits. Unlike QuickBooks and Xero, which started as traditional accounting software and bolted AI on top, Digits was designed AI first from the ground up. What that means in practice is that the moment you connect your bank and cards, it gets to work categorizing your entire transaction history, surfacing unusual spending, and giving you a clean profit and loss view without you lifting a finger. The experience is closer to a smart assistant than a spreadsheet. You can ask it plain English questions like, "How much did I spend on software this quarter?" and it pulls the answer. It drafts memos, groups related transactions, and flags duplicates. For a founder who wants to understand the business financially without becoming an accountant, this is the most intuitive tool on the list. The trade-offs are price and scope. Digits runs roughly $65 to $100 a month, which is a meaningful step up from the entry tiers of QuickBooks or Xero, and it is intentionally narrower in scope. It does not try to be a full accounting platform with heavy inventory or payroll built in. Instead, it focuses on doing the core bookkeeping and financial insight work exceptionally well. If your business is service-based or digitally focused, you do not carry physical inventory, and you want the cleanest founder experience money can buy, Digits is the tool I would point you to first. It is the clearest glimpse of where all bookkeeping software is headed, and right now, it is the best at actually living there.
Tool number 4 is the budget pick, and for a lot of brand new or very small businesses, it might be the smartest starting point. Zoho Books is part of the larger Zoho suite, and while it is less famous than QuickBooks or Xero, it punches well above its price. The standout is that it offers a genuine free tier for businesses billing under a certain revenue threshold, which makes it one of the only real bookkeeping options that cost nothing to start. Even the paid plans are inexpensive, typically ranging from around $15 to $35 a month depending on the tier. On the AI side, Zoho has been steadily adding automation. It categorizes transactions, auto-scans receipts, sends payment reminders to clients, and handles recurring invoices without manual work. The depth is not quite at the level of Digits or the latest QuickBooks features, but for the price, it is impressive. The main catch is the learning curve in the interface, which is functional but not as polished as Xero or as founder-friendly as Digits. You will spend a little more time setting it up and learning where things live. But if cash flow is tight and you want a real double-entry bookkeeping system that can grow with you, Zoho Books gives you the most capability per dollar on this list. Pair it with the fact that it connects to the rest of the Zoho ecosystem, like CRM and inventory, and you have a surprisingly complete small business back office for very little money. For the scrappy operator, this is the value champion.
Tool number 5 is Wave, and it occupies a unique spot on this list because the core bookkeeping is completely free. For a solo freelancer, a brand new side business, or anyone just starting out, that $0 price is hard to argue with. Wave handles the fundamentals cleanly: income and expense tracking, basic financial reports, and invoice creation, all without a monthly subscription. The trade-off is that the AI is the most basic of any tool on this list. Wave added receipt scanning, but it is slower and less accurate than Digits, QuickBooks, or Xero, often requiring more manual correction. Bank reconciliation works, but feels a generation behind. And if you need payroll or payment processing, those are paid add-ons, so the truly free experience is limited to straightforward bookkeeping. Where Wave shines is as a starting line. If you have been tracking your business numbers in a spreadsheet because you refuse to pay for software you barely understand yet, Wave gets you into a proper bookkeeping system today at no cost. The moment your business grows, your transactions get complex, or you need stronger automation, you will likely outgrow it and graduate to QuickBooks, Xero, or Digits. But there is real value in not letting perfect be the enemy of good. Having clean books in a free tool is infinitely better than having messy books in an expensive one you never opened.
For the absolute beginner, Wave earns its place on this list as the lowest friction way to start doing the books properly. Before I give you the head-to-head verdict, there is a sixth option worth naming, because for some owners, it is genuinely the right answer. These are the human-assisted AI services like Bench and Pilot. The model is different. Instead of software doing everything, you get a real bookkeeper supported by AI tools under the hood. You connect your accounts, hand over your receipts, and a team closes your books each month. Bench, now part of a larger platform, starts around $189 a month, while Pilot offers an AI-only Essentials tier around $99 and dedicated bookkeeper plans at higher price points. The appeal is obvious. You get the accuracy and judgment of a human for the messy edge cases that trip up pure software, plus a clean set of books handed to you ready for tax time. The downside is cost and control. You are paying a premium, and you are outsourcing the intimate financial knowledge of your own business. For an owner who has simply decided they will never do the books themselves and has the margin to pay, Bench or Pilot removes the problem entirely. For everyone else, the AI-first tools have closed enough of the gap that self-service bookkeeping is finally realistic. I mention these because the best tool is sometimes a person, and pretending otherwise would ignore a real path a lot of owners take. But assuming you want software, let me give you the verdict.
Here is the head-to-head verdict across the dimensions that actually matter to a small business owner. On automation depth, Digits wins. It does the most thinking for you out of the box and requires the least manual cleanup, which is the whole point of AI bookkeeping. On accuracy, after a little training, QuickBooks and Xero are neck and neck, and both are more reliable than Wave and Zoho on ambiguous transactions, though Zoho closes the gap at its price. On receipt capture, Digits and QuickBooks lead, with Xero close behind through HubDoc and Wave clearly last. On pure price, Wave is free, Zoho is the cheapest real system, then Xero, then QuickBooks, with Digits as the premium option. On ecosystem and accountant support, QuickBooks is the undisputed champion, followed by Xero, and that matters more than people think when tax season arrives. On ease of use for a non-accountant, Digits is the friendliest, then Xero for its clean design, then Zoho and QuickBooks, with Wave being simple but limited. So the honest ranking depends on what you optimize for. If you want the smartest AI doing the most work, it is Digits. If you want the safest, most supported default, it is QuickBooks. If you want clean and fast, it is Xero. If you want cheap and capable, it is Zoho. If you want free to start, it is Wave. There is no single winner for everyone, which is exactly why these comparison videos exist.
Let me break it down by budget, since that is the filter most owners start with. If you want to spend nothing, start with Wave for pure bookkeeping or Zoho Books if your revenue fits its free tier. Both get you into a proper system at zero cost, which is the single biggest win because the worst bookkeeping setup is the one you avoid doing. If you can spend roughly $15 to $40 a month, Xero or Zoho Books paid tier is your sweet spot. You get real automation, clean reconciliation, and a system that scales without a painful migration later. If you can spend $50 to $90 a month, you are choosing between QuickBooks Online Plus and Digits. QuickBooks gives you the broadest feature set and accountant support, while Digits gives you the smartest, most founder-friendly experience. Most owners in this bracket should pick QuickBooks unless they specifically want the AI-first feel and run a service business without inventory. If you can spend over $150 a month and you want the books handled for you, skip the software debate entirely and go to Bench or Pilot, where a human plus AI closes your books. The pattern is simple. Start free or cheap, move up only when the cheaper tool is genuinely costing you time, and treat a human-assisted service as the upgrade path when your business can carry the cost. Spending more does not always mean better books, it means less of your time spent on them.
Now, let me match these tools to specific business types, because the right pick depends on how you actually make money. If you're a solo service provider, a coach, consultant, designer, or freelancer, Digits is your best fit. You have clean, mostly digital transactions, no inventory, and you want insight without effort, which is exactly where it shines.
If you run a business with inventory, like a small retail store or a shop that buys and sells physical goods, QuickBooks Online Plus is the safer call because it handles inventory tracking and cost of goods sold more robustly than the others. If you're an international or multi-currency business, Xero is your pick, since it handles foreign currencies and reconciliation across borders better than its peers at the price. If you're a contractor or trades business with lots of receipts from suppliers and job costs, QuickBooks or Xero with strong receipt capture will save you the most pain at tax time. If you are brand new and cash is tight, Wave or Zoho Books free tier gets you started without a subscription hanging over you. And if you're an established owner who has simply decided bookkeeping is not something you will ever do yourself, Bench or Pilot hands it to a human. The point is that the best tool is the one matched to your reality, not the one with the best marketing page. Match the tool to your business model, and you will rarely regret the choice.
So here is the bottom line. If I had to hand one recommendation to the average small business owner watching this, it would be QuickBooks Online, because it is the most likely to just work, to be supported by your accountant, and to grow with you without forcing a migration. If you want the most AI for your money and you run a service business, pick Digits. If budget is your top constraint, start on Wave or Zoho Books and upgrade when you outgrow them. The most important thing is not which tool you pick. It is that you pick one and actually use it consistently. The owners who get in trouble are not the ones who chose the wrong software. They are the ones who let months of transactions pile up because no tool felt perfect. A free tool you open every week beats a premium one you avoid. Set up whatever you choose, connect your bank, snap your receipts as they happen, and review your numbers monthly. Do that and you will have cleaner books than most small businesses, AI or not. If this saved you some research, subscribe, because every week I break down another set of tools built for owners like you. Drop a comment with your business type and I will tell you which one I would pick. Thanks for watching.